Okay, guys, let's continue. Is this real?
Щипнуть тебя.
Should I pinch you?
Не надо ее щипать.
There is no need to pinch her. We stared at the sparkling miracle. Its towers and walls were made out of snow and icy marble. I heard the calming sound of ringing little bells. There was also the smell of chocolate and burnt sugar in the air.
Милости прошу к нашему шалашу.
Welcome to our humble abode. Come on in. She didn't have to invite us twice. We entered the castle, spinning around and squinting from the blinding sparkles. Okay, that looks like Grandpa Frost. Grandpa Frost sat atop a shiny throne. Okay, but first of all, I'm not really sure it's him. Like, everything points to the fact that this is like the Master of Forest, the Beastmaster, like Master of Forest. Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to call him. Like the one that looks like a freaking devil himself. But I assume if it's actually him, he can take other forms. And sorry, if you show me Grandpa Frost, where is his granddaughter? It's definitely not Alisa. Grandpa Frost sat atop a shiny throne. Puffy Pom-Pom swung atop the two peaks of his head. A snow-white beard covered his kind smile. He looked just like I imagined him back in the day when I still believed in Mom's fairy tales. Tall, strong, and hairy, radiating frost and warmth at the same time. And his voice, low and syrupy, enveloped me like the smoke of a festive bonfire.
Антон и Ольга.
Ох, и намучились же вы, ребятки, пока сюда добирались.
Okay, I'm actually like that the voice actor doing such a great job. It's actually like pretty cool that he actually talking like in a different dialect of Russian. You probably got tired while getting here, my dear children.
Что ты, дедушка? Мы быстро дошли.
Oh no, Grandpa, we got here really fast. My sister spoke with the castle master like she never spoke with the dolls, in a lively, carefree manner, as if they were the same age.
Знаю. Все знаю.
Of course, I know all about it.
Мне мои друзья докладывают.
I have a lot of friends, they tell me
Кто
everything.
был покладистым весь год, того подарок утром ждет.
If you are diligent all year, I will bring you gifts, my
А
dear.
кто ленился и грустил, пускай он дедушку простит.
If you are lazy and upset, please forgive this kind old man.
Лентяем и грустяем конфет не запасаем.
Candy won't encounter lazy bones and downers.
А я не ленилась.
I'm not
И
lazy.
о том знаю.
This too I know. He gave us a long, evaluating look. His real face was hidden under the Grandpa Frost mask. Exactly, this is a mask. We shouldn't freaking trust him. I was just standing there and blinking, my gaze glued to the old man. I could accept children living in the forest and fantastical jumps toward the moon, but seeing Grandpa Frost in his frozen castle left me completely speechless.
Есть у меня для вас кое-что особенное.
I have something special for you two. A sack appeared in his giant hand. My nostrils got attacked by the aroma of cocoa, halva, and tangerines.
Спасибо, но мы уже ели конфеты.
Thank you, but we've already eaten some candy. Grandpa Frost, dude, this is just a mask. It's not real Grandpa Frost. Grandpa Frost pierced me with his eyes.
Разве то конфеты были? Так, одно название.
Oh ho ho, you call that candy? That was
Вот
nothing.
у меня конфеты волшебные, прямиком из Небыляндии привезенные.
Okay, this is fake. Whatever he has there, there's no way we should take that. My candy is special, straight from Neverland. Ho ho ho. Like, I think it may be like what he has is some kind of like magic candies, maybe that will turn them into those animal kids. I assume maybe this is kind of like in Peter Pan, when basically he takes those kids and make them into animal kids that stay like that forever.
Из Небыляндии?
Dude, there's no way she won't take it. From Neverland,
Сразу бы вам их дал. Заслужили.
I'd give them to you right away. You clearly deserve them.
Но есть правила.
But rules are rules.
Надобно вам 3 дедушкины загадки отгадать. Попробуйте.
You need to solve 3 of Grandpa's riddles. Want to try? Okay, I wonder if I will actually have a choice to say no. I tried splitting my parched lips apart, but Olya was the first to reply. Yeah, I have no saying in here.
Тогда слушайте первую.
Here comes the first one.
В нем живут машины и хранятся шины.
Garage. Okay, let's prepare ourselves to something freaking dark. It's a home for cars and all sorts of tires. I looked around at the masked children. They stood without moving in the corners, but their shadows danced on the walls. I heard a low hum, and in my confusion I thought it was the sound of their rumbling stomachs.
Гараж!
A garage.
Верно.
Correct.
Теперь вторая загадка. Подключайся, Антон.
Now on to the second one. You try to solve it too, Anton.
Весь день ходит, как тень. Посудой гремит, на всех шипит.
All day long, to the shadows they belong. They rattle the plates and hiss at their mates. I'm actually not sure. My eyebrows shot up in confusion.
Мама?
Moms? Olya raised her hand. Well,
Можно я? Можно я?
can I?
Это кошка!
It's a kitty.
Верно.
Окей.
Осталась последняя загадка.
Correct,
И
хо-хо-хо.
подарки ваши.
Here's the last one. Solve it and the gifts are yours.
Только вот незадача, ребятушки.
Oh, but what a stroke of bad luck, my dear children.
Запамятовал я, о чем же была эта загадка.
I completely forgot what that riddle was
А
about.
может, наши друзья-зверята нам подскажут?
Maybe our little animal friends can help us. Children in costumes surrounded us, laughing and stomping, only to start spinning in a crazed roundelay that somewhat reminded me of the dance under my window on that fateful night. Grandpa Frost sits on his throne. At the kids, he's smiling back. Please don't make them wait too long. Come and open your old
Мешок!
sack. Grandpa Frost burst out laughing, satisfied.
Убедили старика. Получайте.
Okay, let's prepare for that. Okay, you proved yourself to this old man. Here you go. He scattered a mountain of sweets from his scarlet sack, some of which I had never even seen in commercials before. Bubblegum of all shapes and colors with tasty aromas and inserts sticking out. Lollipops the size of a fist and tangerines the size of Olya's head. And also Snickers, Mars, Bounty Bars and Kinder Surprise eggs that we haven't eaten for so long already.
Ой, спасибо!
I love that they actually like wrote the names differently because, you know, probably copyright stuff. Whoa, thank you. I wiped away the tears of joy with my sleeve when my inner voice persuaded me to get rid of all doubts. This is exactly what I wanted for my sister and myself. The true Neverland, without bullying and taboos. We're finally going to be happy. God, I'm not sure. Grandpa Frost straightened up as he left his throne and threw his hands in the air over the treats. Animals that stood to his sides also raised their paws. Their eyes sparkled brighter than precious gems. The wolf's mouth was wet with saliva.
А будет пир на весь мир!
Feast, my children. Okay, let's hope nothing. I mean, if suddenly those animals go crazy and attack Anton and Olya, that would be like, why? But no, okay, candies. Candies, okay. So far, okay. Animal kids rushed and to devour candy one by one, pushing each other and growling. Their faces were smeared with something dark. Olya grabbed the closest candy and tore off the wrapper. When I saw that, I felt a pendulum swing inside me. Okay. This is an important choice. I mean, probably I prefer to go refuse, right? Because, like, I don't trust it. But I kind of want to see what's the point and what is going on here with Grandpa Frost and, like, what are those candies and what will happen. So I guess let's go with accept. I fished out the most tasty looking candy from the pile of sweets on the floor. Okay. Then took a bite. Milk chocolate melted in my mouth.
С выбором вас поздравляю! Веселитесь в этот час!
I applaud your bold decision. Now it's time for you to play.
Я желание исполняю, сокровенный для вас!
I will grant your deepest wishes. Let me lighten up your day.
Антон, смотри!
Wait. That looks like a freaking blood. Anton, look. My sister's face was smeared in chocolate and I was about to reprimand her, but words got stuck in my throat. A giant spruce shot toward the stars and disappeared somewhere in outer space, crowned by a giant moon. Giant balls shined on its branches. Guirlands of lights gleamed with all the colors of the rainbow. The roof disappeared and myriads of constellations prowled on the night sky above us. Music, laughter, the smell of evergreen and sweets. And Teddy, Wolfie, and Hootie dancing beside us. Okay, so far it's not bad. And the snowflakes floating backward. I burst out laughing, touched the bushy golden tinsel. It was all real.
Это что? Это она?
Is that it?
Вы тут не про Небылендию случайно говорите?
Are you talking about Neverland by any chance?
Это и есть Небыляндия?
Is this Neverland? Alisa performed a theatric bow. Christmas balls gleamed and shimmered, and my soul shimmered in unison with them. I was becoming the magic winter forest, the soft evergreen, all of the constellations at the same time.
Добро пожаловать домой.
Welcome home. This is where my home always was. Okay, so we're becoming the mask children. I mean, I am not sure. It's a good idea. Okay, is like the missing child gonna be this time Anton and Olya? This is where my home always was. But like, it kind of feels like it's two different things. Like, there's someone that kidnaps them and kills. And then there is this thing. Okay, I really want to know. The snow sparkled, almost blinding me. Olya started spinning in a dance. She grabbed the candy with each of her hands. Wolfie juggled Kinder Surprise eggs. Did you see that? Did you see that? Consoles, handheld games, dolls, and transformer figures lay under the spruce as if they were brought here by trucks.
Это все наше!
Is this for us? I realized I was also dancing, so I replied while moving.
Многовато для нас одних. Я бы поделился с кем-нибудь. А ты?
It's a bit too much for just the two of us. I'd share it with somebody. And what do you think?
Ну, если с кем-то хорошим.
Only if it's somebody nice. A group of children stood at the edge of the woods, their enchanting gazes directed at our celebration.
Эй!
Hey! I jumped across the whole clearing and glided to the ground near them.
Хотите с нами?
Wanna come to us? Can we? Okay, who the hell are those children? Okay, we've never seen them before.
Спрашивайте.
Of course. The kids took each other by the hand. I led their procession toward the gifts. There was no better feeling than leading someone on the road to their dreams. The holiday party was finally in full swing. In every holiday, just like in a beautiful apple, always sat a nasty little worm called transience. Yet here, under the bristly boughs of a magnificent spruce, holidays never
Ты
ended.
счастлив, Тоша?
Are you happy, Tosha?
Я счастлив.
I am. Up in the sky, majestic fireworks went off, illuminating the dancing figures. My eyes wetted, my muscles sprang up. I tilted my head backward to look at the moon and screamed at the top of my lungs from overflowing
Ты
emotion.
счастлив, зайчик?
Are you happy, Bunny? I jumped over the stars and did a flip. All of Neverland could hear my scream.
Счастлив!
I'm happy! For the first time in the long days I'd spent in the new house, I woke up with a smile on my face. This time, happiness had a tight grip on me. I stretched, enjoying the sweet sensation with every cell of my body. Outside, I could hear the joyful chirping of beautiful red-chested bullfinches who celebrated the bright January sun. Their chirping granted me hope that the naked forest outside my window would someday turn into a lush paradise for my parents and my little sister. The corridor was filled with dog barks and the patter of tiny feet. A dog. The door to my bedroom flew open, greeting me with a warm breeze and the aroma of freshly made coffee. Olya stood in the doorway, shining with happiness, holding the cute Julka, who wiggled both her body and her tail. Okay, Julka. Did they take Julka? Did they take Julka home?
Тоша, гляди! Папа разрешил ей остаться.
Look, Tosha, look. Papa said she can stay. Tears of joy formed in my little sister's eyes.
У меня теперь есть собака!
I have my own dog now. I couldn't help but jump up from bed upon hearing this wonderful news.
Да ведь это же Жулька.
That Julka.
Сам ты Жулька. Ее зовут принцесса.
Julka? No, her name is Princess.
Да, ваше высочество?
Right, Your Highness? The dog barked in agreement. Okay, your name?
Тук-тук. Можно к вам?
Okay, did their parents actually make peace? Knock knock, can I come in? Okay, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. This is that kind of game I'm playing. I'm like waiting for the catch. To my complete surprise, Dad stepped through the doorway smiling and hugging Mom, which was outright bizarre.
Как тебе пополнение?
What do you think of our new family member?
Мне эта дуреха под колеса бросилась, еле вырулил.
This idiot threw herself under my car. I barely avoided her.
Машину поцарапал, думал, голыми руками удавлю.
I got my car scratched, thought I'd choke her with my own two
А
hands.
заглянул ей в глаза. Они такие, как бы сказать...
Then I looked her in the eye, and there I saw, how should I put it?
Умные.
Intelligence.
Во! А сама дрожит вся.
Yeah, and the poor thing was shaking all over.
Ну, говорю, ладно, доедешь со мной до дома и сиденье не обгадишь, тогда оставайся.
And then I said, alright, if you manage to make it home without soiling my seats, I'll let you stay.
Принцессы не гадят.
Princesses can't soil anything. We laughed in unison, just like in the good old days, when every little thing could easily make us burst out laughing.
Чего замолчал? Давай, продолжай.
Well, why did you stop? Continue with your stories. Mom gave Dad a cunning look and he turned away, red as a beet. They were acting like total kids.
А еще из хороших новостей. Ваш папа получил повышение.
There is more good news. Your dad got a promotion.
Грешно, конечно, радоваться, ведь старший бухгалтер пропал все-таки.
I shouldn't exactly be happy about it since the chief accountant went missing and all.
Но, как говорится, нет худа без добра.
But you know, for us, it's a silver lining.
Это значит, тебя чаще не будет дома?
Does that mean you'll be away from home more?
Это значит двойную надбавку плюс премии.
That means double the bonuses.
Правильно, Карина.
That's right, Karina.
Так что готовьтесь. На следующей неделе нас всех ждет семейное путешествие.
To the Disneyland, which means you all should prepare for a family trip next week. My heart started beating faster after those words.
Куда?
Where? Olya even loosened her grip on the stray.
Неужели в Макдональдс?
Oh, are we going to McDonald's, lol?
Скажешь тоже, Оль.
Come on, Olya.
Бери выше. Мы давно уже планировали эту поездку, да все не получалось.
Aim higher. We've been planning this trip for a long time, but something always messed it up.
Вы уж простите нас, ребятки.
We're so sorry about that, kids. Mom wiped away a tear with her fist.
Да ладно тебе, Карин. Все в прошлом.
It's okay, Karina. Now it's all in the past.
В общем, собирайте чемоданы, летим в Диснейленд!
I mean, it's too good to be true. Anyway, gather your things. We're flying to Disneyland. My sister and I jumped to the ceiling with joy. The dog also got excited from that passionate speech and joined us.
Ура! Диснейленд! Диснейленд!
Our jubilant screams filled the house, rushed through the attic and the drain pipes, flew across the front yard and sneaked into the shining white forest, taking the scary D word away with it. I swore that I'll remember this day forever, the day when my parents finally dropped their derisive masks and underneath them were the faces of parents we always knew and loved. Lilia Pavlovna still hadn't returned to school after Katya went missing, so today I was able to get a good night's sleep and went to school when it was already bright outside. The trail led to a snow-white plain with blackened houses in the background. They pumped out gray smoke that carried the smell of birch and pine logs. The freezing cold of the night had finally let up. It fell into slumber, and under the early sunlight, ice sparkles appeared on the white caps atop the houses. I stopped, confident that nobody could spoil my good mood today. No sadness, no self-pity because of Polina, who was probably already sharing all of her grand plans about conquering Vienna with Romka. All of that was gone forever. A cow let out a long moo somewhere in the distance. I fell out of my fleeting daydream and walked forward, crunching with a snow blanket under my soles. Fluffy clouds floated above my head. I recognized the friendly shapes of animal kids in them. Suddenly, a snowball landed on the back of my head. Girlish laughter that reminded me of a small ringing bell in the spring breeze tickled my ears. Alisa? Probably Alisa, right? I turned around expecting to see her, my lovely guide into the dream world, my dear Alisa. Yet instead of a fox girl, Polina stood on the trodden path behind me, with her fateful violin case in hand.
Опять Петров ворон считаешь?
Got your head in the clouds again, huh, Petrov? I mean, she kinda was supposed to be angry at him for yesterday. She lunged at me with contagious laughter, locking her arms around my neck. I just stood there in awe, drowning in the sweet aroma of her perfume.
Что с тобой?
Did something happen? She flashed me an embarrassed smile. I saw her cornflower-colored eyes gleam.
Дедушка мой, он...
My grandpa, he...
Он снова может ходить, представляешь?
He can walk again. Can you believe it? Okay, they are not in the real world. Like, suddenly everything changes. No. I want to know what the hell happened.
В это даже сельский врач не верил, а он будто назло ему встал и пошел.
The local doctor had no faith in him, but it's like he stood up and started walking just to spite him.
О, это самый счастливый день в моей жизни, Антон!
Oh, this is the happiest day of my life, Anton. She dug her face deep into my chest, tightened her grip on my neck as if I was more than just a friend to her. I stared, looking around, anxious.
Полина, нас могут увидеть.
Polina, somebody could see us. Yeah, Romka.
Из-за Пятифанова беспокоишься?
Are you worried about Pitifanov?
Брось ты это дело. Его и след простыл.
Okay. I think I know who the child missing now. Then you're worried for nothing. He has not been seen for a while. I cautiously parted with Polina, trying to understand whether it was some sort of a prank or the truth.
Ну ты чего, не веришь, что ли?
Wait, you don't believe me?
К нам вчера, буквально ночью, старший лейтенант Тихонов приезжал.
That officer, Lieutenant Tikhonov, came to our house just last night.
Так и так, Бяша потерялся, а вместе с ним и дружок его Ромка.
He said that Byasha, along with his buddy Romka, went missing. A group of skiers glided past us, straight into the forest. Polina leaned into my ear, sharing her whisper with me, her eyes still locked on the skiers.
Как я поняла, во всех этих исчезновениях Тихонов подозревает Пятифанова.
As far as I know, Tikhonov suspects that all the previous cases were Pitifanov's fault.
Да ладно.
No way.
Я сама в шоке.
I was shocked
По
myself.
слухам, у Ромки того. Совсем шарики за ролики заехали.
There are rumors that Romka, well, went off the deep end.
Да я, в принципе, и не удивлена.
I mean, I'm not exactly surprised to hear that.
Что ты имеешь в виду?
What do you
А
mean?
ты не знал? Он из проблемной семьи.
Haven't you heard? He's from a very troubled family.
Даже думать не хочу, что творилось у них дома.
I don't even want to imagine what had been going on in their home. Romka always seemed excessively aggressive to me, always angry at everyone without a good reason. Now the darkness that he harbored within overflowed into the outside world and led multiple small innocent souls to their demise as well as his own. Nah, it's not him. Something is much bigger going on. It was hard to believe, but the first time I laid my eyes on Romka, I thought that things would end this way.
Вот. А ты еще мне его сватал.
Yeah, and you wanted me to date him.
Как вспомню. Бррр.
I shudder every time I remember that.
Прости, пожалуйста.
I'm so sorry. She waved her hand and smiled.
Кто старое помянет?
All in the past now.
Вот бы еще и бездомные дворняги тоже исчезли.
I only wish all of the stray dogs could disappear too.
Не жизнь была бы, а песня.
Now that would be a wonderful world. I looked at Polina with suspicion.
Да шучу я!
Aha, I'm just joking. Well, we know
Пойдем
she
скорее,
don't
а то
like them at
опоздаем.
all. And she has a reason. Let's move or we're gonna be late. Polina grabbed my hand and started running along the village road, accompanied by joyful laughter. With every step, every laugh, and every joke, the warmth I thought I'd forgotten enveloped my heart more and more. The all-consuming feeling of falling in love came back to me. This time for good, it seemed. I mean... What about Alisa? I'm not sure, bro. I tried letting go of Polina's hand near the classroom entrance, embarrassed that our classmates might taunt us. But it was as if Polina didn't care at all. She only gripped my palm even harder while opening the door. And she was right. Now that the cunning Katya, the heartless Romka, and the sneering Byasha were gone, our class looked as if it was sanitized from parasites. It became friendlier and kinder. I didn't get looks overflowing with hatred anymore. There was nobody to spit a ball of chewed paper at me through an empty shell of a ball pen. I sat at my lonely desk when Polina joined me. I wasn't surprised at all. She was so charming that I could call her my muse. A wave of inspiration hit me and I couldn't help but pull my sketchbook out of my bag. I licked the pencil lead, my eyes glued to my model. She smiled at me again.
Что ты задумал?
What's on your mind?
Спокойствие. Работает профессионал.
No worries, a professional at work here. I drafted the shapes of her mesmerizing figure.
Знаешь, я часто наблюдал за тобой отсюда.
You know, I've watched you from here often. She glanced at her former desk, then fixed a strand of hair behind her ear in embarrassment.
Правда?
Really? I outlined her cute cheeks with multiple wide lines. It was the first time I was able to grasp somebody's proportions so precisely.
Полина,
Что, Антон?
Yes, Anton? She froze in place, afraid of disrupting my work with one wrong move and dispelling the magic of the moment.
наклонись, пожалуйста, сюда.
Lean here a bit more, please.
Вот так, да, хорошо.
Yes, like this. Good. Choking from anxiousness, Polina loosened the knot on her neckerchief.
Я всегда хотел тебя нарисовать.
I always wanted to draw you. Our eyes met.
О, Антон.
My pencil slid across the paper furiously, adding the shading to her chest.
Скажи, ты согласна стать героиней моего комикса?
Say, would you like to become the main heroine in my comic? Pleasant shivers ran across her body. She rolled her eyes back, enraptured.
Да! Да! Как долго я ждала этих слов, милый!
I've been waiting for you to ask, darling. The lid couldn't endure all of the tension and cracked, bursting into a million tiny pieces. I couldn't believe my eyes when I looked at the drawing. Okay. Something's gonna happen. I was looking at a terrible daub. In the place where Polina's face was just a second ago, now rested some sort of formless mess. It took me some time to realize that I was sitting alone in an empty classroom, with only the specks of dust flying in the moonlight as my company. 1, 2. Bunny. Meet. It was dark outside. My classmates, Polina, the feeling of euphoria, all of them were gone. Somebody wrote down a nursery rhyme on the blackboard with a piece of chalk, but some of the words were wiped out and I could only read bits and pieces. 1, 2. Bunny. Meet. I was no longer smirking like an idiot. I stood up, pinched myself on the wrist. A ringing silence engulfed me. There was a taste of vomit in my mouth, and my ears buzzed like from an endless scream, full of despair and horror.
Эй,
Or-
кто-нибудь!
Hey, is there anybody out here? Shadows swarmed in the corridor. I walked past boarded up classrooms, past the rotten spots on the walls and silvery cobwebs. Okay. Okay, that's like a lot of children missing. I know this guy, he's like a famous gaming YouTuber in Russia. All the others, I guess, maybe somehow connected, maybe YouTubers as well, I don't know. But like a lot of people are missing. Spiders crawled under the ceiling. Lamps flickered anxiously. I stopped before the notice board, stunned. Hundreds of new photos were added to those of Semyon and Katya. Black and white printouts were glued on top of each other. The horrific collage of childish faces stared at me with empty eye sockets. Unable to endure the torturing stares of those watchful gaping holes, I ran out of the school. Holy damn! I crossed the front yard and reached the road where the wind was whipping up powdery snow. No people, no cars, no birds. Low clouds got stuck on chimneys. Windows that looked like they were painted over with ink. Photos of missing people enveloped lampposts and fences like Pepe's skin. Mostly kids, but some adults too. It felt like all the people who once lived in this village now became black and white ghosts in the photos with a person missing label. I dragged my feet forward along the dead street. Some houses had their windows smashed. The wind made itself at home there, wandering the rooms. Every gust made the front door swing. Kids' coats hung from the fences. Their sleeves moved, stretched out toward me. An empty village. An empty husk. What happened here? An overthrown waste bin rumbled across the back alley. Okay, someone was there. Something flashed inside the window frames of the charred village store. I ran away from its sooty facade, then heard a guttural roar coming from the well. I started walking faster, trying not to pay any mind to the darkness inside the front yards, inside the bloody doghouses, inside the crooked shacks. The moon appeared from under the clouds. Something flew over my head in this draining silence, as if a crop duster flew from one roof to another. A huge shadow loomed over me. I rushed to the right, hoping that I wasn't noticed. A small green house in front of me was my shelter. I rushed towards the closest building, going insane from fear. I pushed the gate, crouched, and scampered toward the porch. I tuggled at the doorknob. The front door was open. That is Polina's house. A wheelchair rolled out of the darkness, almost hitting me, tumbled down the stairs, clanging with its wheels, and stopped near an apple tree. I followed it with round eyes, then turned my gaze inside the house again. The corridor was obscured by the dark, empty frames on the walls, glass shards on the floor. Is there anybody here? I heard growling in reply. From around the corner at the end of the corridor, a furry paw appeared, and after it a scary beast face with a pair of burning eyes. A huge overweight beast rolled out on its belly, writhing like a snake. It could barely fit inside the corridor's mouth. It squeezed forward, clawing at the floorboards. Its mouth clanged like a bear trap inches away from my face. The beast got stuck. It banged its paws on the walls, spitting saliva in every direction. I turned around. I needed to get the hell out of this nightmare. A hunchback owl, bigger than an average human, landed near the front gate and stood in my way. Its beak kept on clicking. A snow pile bulged nearby, and something reminiscent of a giant shrew crawled to the outside. I fell to my knees as if praying to those eldritch creatures. A figure, draped in a dirty fox skull, crawled out of a dark hole, smiling with all its teeth. Its tail dragged after it, just a piece of vertebrae laced in torn sinews. Okay, they are not friendly anymore. The creatures' bodies became extremely distorted, and I decided I was going insane. They seemed small to me one moment, as small as a child, only to stretch higher than any of the desolate houses the next. Man-eating creatures towered over me. Something kept on writhing in their stomachs as if looking for a way out. The longer they stared at me, the wider their twisted smiles. Their death masks became... We had such a long feast. The mutilated fox taxidermy mount licked its lips. Its tongue looked like a black centipede longer than my forearm. The nasty insect ran between the razor-sharp teeth and dropped into the bottomless pit that could swallow the whole world. Hoot hoot, sweet meat, juicy meat. Yeah, probably I should have refused, right? We devour it and we won't stop. There was nothing human about their speech, it was all just animalistic growls and bird-like whistles. But I was able to understand every word as if we were speaking the same language. Yeah, okay, he became a bunny. 100%. It's a shame you couldn't catch up with us, bunny. You couldn't bite the moon. Okay, he's changing. You stole my fool, traitors. You refused to eat your family, remember? But... Pathetic meat, worthless meat. You are absolutely useless, brother. You make me sick. Shame, shame. Okay. Was he supposed to eat his family to become one of them? Like, that would... the thing Alisa said. Indescribable horror gripped me when the laughing beasts held their clawed paws toward me. Then suddenly, the thing that pretended to be a fox started barking loudly. Fools, it's his time to bring the treats. Good for nothing. Yeah, and I almost forgot the song that he was supposed to bring the other animals food. And here it is. And it's dark. And probably it's brutal. Hoot hoot, let him fulfill his mission. We'll be waiting for some meat from you tomorrow night. Or else... Or else... Or else... Or else... Or else we'll eat your entire family. Okay, his family is still alive. But he's screwed! The monster formed a circle around me and started dancing. I screamed. Huge eyes, fangs, claws flashed in front of me, blurring into a string of colorful spots and smudges. Yeah, okay, this is the song. Oh god, this is so crazy. A fox face protruded from the fuzzy lights that the beastly carcasses turned into. Bunny, tasty meals prepare. A desperate cry, my cry, rumbled across the black streets of the desolate village. I will prepare. The circle broke up and I ran for my life. I felt like I was running into a snare trap. My head was splitting. Ugly images danced inside it, colliding, falling over, getting up and dancing again. They flapped over the wings, poked my face with their beaks and their salivating mouths. Oh god, 3, 4, 5. They hauled and jumped around, and my eardrums were ready to pop, either from their screams or from the eternal pressure that fractured my skull from within. My winter hat obscured my vision, and it seemed like the whole sky tilted, like a roof that's about to collapse. Snow crumbled from the sky like plaster. God, I want this to end. I ran through the empty streets, through the icy world, chased by a pack of beasts. Yet I couldn't see anybody when I turned around. I shut my eyes and hoped away from the ritual dance that went on inside my flared up mind. I squeezed my ears with my palms to suppress the noise. I just wanted to stop my head from cracking open. Okay, the sunrise found me deep inside the forest. Okay. Dash is missing. And Romka is missing. Wait, this is supposed to be Paulina, right? But like, she's not missing, I hope. Okay, so that is Alisa's pet. And it seems like Anton became a bunny. Okay, I wonder what would happen if I actually don't take the candy and refuse. Probably I will record that option as well. God dang it was dark. Like I just love how the game is like giving you hope that maybe there's like some happy ending, and they make it so good that you kind of forget what game you're playing, even though like somewhere back in the head you're expecting something to go nuts, and then it happens. Yeah, probably the next thing I will record is what happens when you refuse to take the candy. Maybe it's a better option, but I'm not sure. Yeah, either way, I will continue from here probably. Well, I need to choose like what will be my route to playing episode 5 when it's actually released. But damn, that was unnerving. Well, either way, take care. See you next time.